Welcome back. All right, today I wanted to talk about the more you heal, the more you are able to connect with your true, authentic inner self that, maybe you feel out of touch with. And I know I talked about this on my last solo episode, but I wanted to hit on it from a different perspective because, again, as I told you, last spring, I really lost touch with my own intuition. I really lost touch with myself, what I wanted out of life, who I was, and all of the things. And what I've come to find out is that the more I have healed myself, the more I have been able to tap back into a lot of that, to tap back into my own intuition. And I want you to look at self love as a form of having a relationship with yourself. Like, I want you to pretend like you are your best friend. Okay. So maybe you go to dinner once a week or even once a month with one of your really good friends, and you're always like celebrating her on her birthday, and maybe you text her every single day or a couple times a week or a couple times a month, and you're like, hey, I hope you're having a great day, you're amazing, whatever that is. Like, I have a friend, and if she's listening to this, you know who you are. She will text me probably once a month, and she'll be like, you're a freaking badass, like, I love you, I'm so excited for your journey, and like celebrates me. And what I want to say, you should celebrate yourself too, and you should celebrate yourself and love yourself like you do your friends. And I think sometimes we start to get on this whole journey, and we just look and see like how far we have to go, but we sometimes forget to turn around and look back and see how far we've come. So in celebration of yourself, I want you to look back at your journey, let's just say for the past year. And I want you to look at where you started last February. And I want you to look at where you are now. What feels different? What looks different? Where have you grown? What things are you going to celebrate about yourself? Maybe you had a habit you were trying to kick and you actually kicked it over this past year. I want you to celebrate you today. Because when we allow some of that inner child to come out and play, who can get like giddy and excited for us, right? We begin to heal those parts of us. And maybe something you needed, let's just say as a child, let's talk about like healing our inner child and all of this fun stuff. Maybe as a child, you just wanted to be recognized for how far you've come, but nobody recognized it. Maybe it was never good enough. Maybe you didn't try hard enough. Like, I don't know how you grew up. I don't know how your parents were. I don't know how your friends were. But let's just say, hypothetically, you just never felt good enough for anybody. Now that you know what you know, how can you give yourself what you needed so that you can heal that part of yourself? Is that more love and compassion? Is that celebrating every small milestone? How can you give that to you from where you are now? If we look back at our life and we look back at our journey for the past year, how can we peek at that with more love, more compassion? What would you tell your best friend if she was getting down on herself about where she's at right now, but she's come a frickin' long ways since last year? You would tell her, no, no, don't get down on yourself. You shouldn't talk to yourself that way. You've done amazing, right? How can you talk to yourself that way? How can you give yourself what you need? Because when we begin to heal those parts of us, we begin to feel safer with ourselves. And that allows our true self to begin to shine, to come out, to have less fear, to have more excitement for life, to have more joy, to feel her emotions.